Now, those of you who are past chairman, you know that Joe is very, very protective of all of his chairmen.
But I'm a superstitious man. And if someone might be accident should befall him, if he should get shot in the head by a police officer, or if he should hang himself in his jail cell, or if he's struck by a bolt of lightning, then I'm going to blame some of the people in this room. And then I do not forgive. But that aside, let me say that I swear on the soul of my grandchildren that I will not be the one to break the peace we've made here today.
Very protective of his chairman. Kind of sounds a little bit like Marlon Brando. But make no mistake about who runs the show. Who could forget that time that Tom Bocoon told Joe he thought his story was so funny?
Well, I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you?
Kind of sound like Joe Pesci there a little bit, Joe. You kind of must have had a frog in your throat or something. Well, board orientation. Joe always sat in on a few board orientations, and I've got to tell you, I thought that Joe's technique of getting new board members getting used to things was pretty unique. Here's what he said to Jim Boychuk when he joined the board just a year and a half ago.
You beast, you savage. Come on, bark like a dog for me.
Come on, bark like a dog for me. Did you really say that to him? And of course, sometimes he would ask questions of prospective board members in an unusual way.
Excuse me, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
And of course, sometimes the questions got, frankly, a little out of line.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
And of course, I think you all know what the new board member's response was. I think everybody can anticipate this one.
Surely you can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Well, Joe's never one not to say what's on his mind. Here's a recording of Joe's assessment of one of our recent board members who also happens to be an attorney.
You're a tremendous slouch.
You're a tremendous slouch. Those of you who remember when Joe was asked to be part of the parade for Sir Optimus, Joe really enjoyed doing that. He can also be a little sarcastic at times. When he was asked to be a participant in the Christmas parade one year, Joe said,
Oh, righty then.
He actually did participate in that parade, but not without protest. All throughout that parade, the crowd could hear him saying, a little sarcastic on your part, Joe. Of course, if you've been doing after hours, you know that Joe likes to get to know his members, especially if you're from Jersey, his home place. Joe once said to a member,
That's a lovely accent you have. New Jersey?
Austria.
Austria! Good day, mate. Let's put another rim on the barbie.
Austria, Australia, potato. And of course, Joe likes his occasional drink. At after hours, he leaned over to me and said,
I love scotch. I love scotch. Scotch, scotch, scotch. Here it goes down into my belly.
Walking around the crowds with a drink in his hand, Joe can be daunted. Sometimes you can hear Joe actually say,
Hey, careful, man. There's a fabricator.
and of course, after hours, Joe's been known to have a few cocktails. He started drinking very heavily after hours at the Triangle Lounge one time. And at the end of the evening, we found Joe laying outside by the dumpster. When we asked him if he was okay, Joe replied,
I wet my jockeys here.
I wet my jockeys here. And then, of course, everybody knows about his relationship with Barb, the love of his life. But even the best relationships have their rocky moments. Joe once confidentially told me that Barb was angry with him. Surprise. And he called her on the telephone.
Yeah, I called her up. She gave me a bunch of crap about me not listening to her enough or something. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention.
And of course, we couldn't close without talking about what is Joe's and my, probably our favorite board member and favorite chairman, That would be Mike Dadko. Now, orientation for Mike, frankly, was a little different than it was for everybody else. I still remember sitting outside of Joe's doors while Joe was initiating Mike into the chamber, behind closed doors.
Now let's you just drop them pants. Drop. Just take them.
And then, of course, I heard, in case you were wondering, that was Mike. After all these years, my relationship with Joe has persevered despite our differences. I'll never forget the day on a foggy runway out of Witham Field when Joe and I decided to join forces once and for all for the good of the Stuart-Martin County Chamber of Commerce. Joe looked at me, not really sure what my first name was, and said,
Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
"Thanks, Joe, for your friendship and all the memories. I love you."
And if he continues that Chicago legacy, he'll be on the board 10 years after he's dead. Right now, we'd like to invite a very, very special guest to say a few words. Mrs. Joe Catrambone.
Now he's nervous. He knows I'm going to embarrass him. But I'm not.
Go for it, Barb.
No. But you know, I thought they kind of missed the surprise birthday party. They didn't really get into that one that much, you know. Ned's here. Ned knows really how that party went, right, Ned? Yeah. They came, Ed was like 14 years old, 15. And when Domino came to the door, we didn't know. I said, no, we didn't order a pizza. Pretty soon they don't come. So all the people on the porch are sloshed. Joe gets home with Ed. The soccer game went into overtime. So here comes Ed, no shoes, no shin guards, sits in the chair. Domino comes to the door again. Somebody, I don't know, Bud Huber, Ned, somebody goes around and said, yeah, we ordered pizza. Domino girl comes in. Joe Catrambone here, sits him in the rocking chair. Here's the kid in the corner in the chair. And I don't know what's going on, so I'm taking pictures. So I don't really know how bad it was till the pictures are developed. It's over, and the girl, she gotta get dressed. I said, well, come on into the bathroom. I get in there and I see her. I'm like, oh my God, get your clothes on. So Joe had always said to Ed when he's certain years old, gonna get him a hooker. So the next day, 16. Yeah, okay. 16. Okay. So the next day, Ed says, "Oh, I want that one." He said, "No, she's not a hooker. She's just a stripper." And this is it. You know, really and truly, we're very, very proud of him. Everything he's done for the chamber, the accreditation, leadership, everything. He loves his job, and we love getting him ready to go every morning, you know. And he loves getting there, and he's got a great staff, and we're really proud of you.
Thank all you guys for coming out here, because he is wonderful.
One in a million. 1 in a million.
and the committee. Thank God for them, they put up with him the rest of the day. Stop touching there. No, like it's the back seat of the car. And now, to really dig deep and find the good stuff, the golden boys. Barry Grant.
Joe, great, what a great evening. Have you enjoyed yourself so far tonight? I've only got a couple of pages of memoirs. I'm kidding. But seriously, I think we're all here and enjoying this evening. Quite frankly, I'm really surprised because I thought there was going to be some friends of Joe here tonight.
That's it?
That's about it, yeah. Well, really, I'm honored. I'm really honored to be here. I'm honored to be in the position of being the last to talk about it and to say something meaningful and appropriate and, you know, loving and kind, but I got that out of my mind. And we're here to honor Joe Catrambone. We know that. And I think it's fitting that we're all here in the Lyric Theater, a building that's the only building in Stuart that's older than Joe Catrambone. And that the plumbing still works in this building, Joe. Joe came to us from Titusville. I don't know if you know the background, but I've been here since 1982. So I know a little bit about the chamber. Some of those other days at the chamber. The Nowitzki days. Ray Nowitzki. He was your boss, I heard him. Anyway, Joe came to us from Titusville, a little spacey, but he was there in Titusville, and he was the chamber ED. And in 1989, at that time, ED meant executive director. Not erectile dysfunction. Sorry, Joe. Well, when Joe took over for Ray Nowitzki, the chamber members, anybody here remember the late 80s?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think we've got some members here. You know, we had some really difficult economic times in Martin County. We had bad roads. We had a board of county commissioners that was dead set against growth. And now, after 25 years of Joe's leadership, we are confident that things have not changed. I am so glad. I am so glad that we have Joe as our chamber ED, executive director. CEO. President.
No, we'll take care of it.
Okay. In 25 years, In his 25 years of service, he's able to take our wonderful Chamber of Commerce. And, you know, he's been able to take it out of obscurity and bring it into total and complete oblivion. Over the years, Joe and I have had our differences. Oh, yeah?
No.
Well, I know one thing. I know that when times are hard, I can count on Joe to come up with the answers that are going to cost me money. And now I'm back on WSTU, Martin County's Heritage Radio Station. And I'm pleased to be doing the morning show again. Yeah, Breakfast Berry rides again, 6 to 9 a.m. And I do this Monday through Friday now. And every Thursday, tomorrow morning, in fact, I bright and early, 7:35, I get to interview Joe Catrambone. And it's wonderful because Barbara reminds him to call me. It's terrific. It's a great way to get things accomplished there. And Joe and I are on a first name basis. I call him Joe. He calls me Gary. Who the hell is Gary? I mean, come on, Lester, you're not on the air, are you?
No, I don't have that voice.
Okay, all right. But all I can say is, Joe, you've heard these words before. Read my lips. It's Barry. B-A-R-R-Y, okay? Now, this has become a wonderful, wonderful segment of the show because, you know, Joe talks about what's happening at the Chamber. And sometimes he even remembers who to thank for, like, the businesses that are sponsoring the food. And maybe he remembers those who are sponsoring the beverages. And he might even remember the sponsors of the events. And sometimes you might even remember, like, the new chamber members. But eventually, he remembers my real name. And I'm so thankful for that, Joe. It's like we have a bond at that time. It's like a berry bond, is what it is. But through it all, we just love Joe. We just love Joe for all that he's brought to the Stuart-Martin County Chamber. His boots, his Copenhagen spit cup, his flask in the bottom of the right-hand drawer, his horse tank, his lovely wife, Barbara. But most of all, we thank him for bringing his sense of humor to the city of Stuart and Martin County Chamber. This has been a great honor for me to be asked to participate in this roast, which I have been waiting to do all my life. And you know what? I'm really extremely grateful for one thing, Joe. I know that when Joe wakes up tomorrow morning and calls into the breakfast show on 1450 WSTU at 7:35, he's not going to remember anything about this night. Joe!
So, Joe, you've got to hear how much you're loved. All the wonderful memories you've helped us remember here tonight. We thought maybe you'd like to say a few words.
Thank you so much. I was totally blown away tonight. I had no idea. In fact, Lynn, I'm going to apologize because I was really pissed that I was asked to be a judge in something I don't. I'm going to tell you, say no. Next to my wife, it's the love of my life. You are, you know that. Good thing I'm not Pinocchio.
Upside down.
Anyway, I will go anywhere and do anything for someone who asks me to. But I need to know something about the subject that I'm going to be discussing. Ask me to talk about a Chamber of Commerce, I can talk for 24 hours. Ask me to talk about building a diesel engine, forget it. So Lynn Barletta asks me to be a judge at an art show. I said, Lynn, I don't know oil painting from pastel, from whatever. She was great. Even though she lied, Lynn, I think the Lord will forgive you. She said, no, you don't understand. Nancy Terrell is going to be a judge from the artist's perspective. But artists don't buy art. We need someone from the business community who would say, oh, that's really nice, I'll hang it in my office. And so that's what we expect from you. You have no idea the grief I had to put up with when I told people I was going to be a judge at an art show. The common answer was, are you shitting me? I said, talk to Lynn Barletta. Now, you would think I would be a little suspicious when I said, Lynn, what's the deal? What's going on? Oh, Tony's going to call you. Tony's going to call me? So I called Tony. I said, Tony, what's going on? Oh, I talked to Barb. Oh, how good is that? You talked to Barb. Wonderful. There's going to be 2 parking cones outside, one for Nancy, one for you. You just park your car. We're going to lead you around the back door. Am I dense? Anyway, I have been irritated for at least this week, if not before, about doing something that I have no clue as to what I'm doing.
You do it for 25 years.
Whoever that dipshit was, I agree with you. That's why I hired a good staff.
Barbara's been charged for this. It wasn't Dave Secor.
It doesn't matter.
What did you say in the car?
Whoa.
Pardon me?
Well, are we going to have to buy this art?
Yeah, so my wife says to me, are we going to have to buy this art after you judge it? I said, I don't think so. Anyway, thank you so much. I was totally surprised. I was blown away. I was Lynn, I apologize, but I was really irritated that I couldn't be here tonight. I did it because of you and Tony. I don't like doing anything I don't know anything about. I know you're going to say, well, you go to the chamber every day. Don't you be laughing. I'm so appreciative. And look at this. Look at this. Led by Congressman Mark Foley, I'm going to tell you something. I really, truly appreciate it and I love you for being here tonight. As I do the rest of you. Let me tell you, there's two people here tonight who, as most of you know, are my dearest friends. To tell you my, I don't know, to tell you my mindset. Bob Post was chairman of the chamber, and he said to me, I'm bringing Tim Kinane on your board. I said, are you nuts? Tim Kinane, he's a pain in the ass. He's president of the Palm City Chamber. Why would you want to bring this guy on? Post said to me, you're going to have to trust me on this one, pal. And I did, and obviously, the next one, I don't remember who it was, said, I'm bringing Elliot Paul on your board. I said, are you crazy? Jesus Christ! What are you doing to me? So you know what? After that, I decided I was not going to be on the selection committee for the board of directors. I have been blessed with great leadership. Whatever this chamber has achieved over the years is because of the leadership and the staff that I have been blessed to have. And the members who are there for us always and every time we ask for their support. I love you all. I can't believe that all of you showed up tonight, and I was pissed off because I had to be here. So thank you so much. I love all of you, and I can't tell you how humbled I am by this wonderful dedication. Thank you.